In this video, we're going to walk through how to create your own affiliate website from scratch. If you've ever wanted to start your own business or your own online business, affiliate marketing is a great option to start with. It's a pretty popular way to make money online, and for pretty good reasons. It doesn't require too many skills, just a little bit of research on your part and setting up that initial website. And it can be pretty lucrative once you grow your audience, whether that's on social media or directly through the website. So if building a website from scratch sounds like a daunting task, don't worry, we're going to walk through step by step and I'll show you how easy it actually is. And no, it does not require any coding skills. So first, what is an affiliate site and how does it work? So an affiliate website is going to be any blog or web page that promotes products or services, and in exchange for using those special links, you will actually get a percentage of the sale or a small fixed commission once you have actually referred someone through your link to that product. There are thousands upon thousands of companies and different products that you can promote that want to pay people like you and me to actually use these affiliate links on their websites. And the reason that they do this is because this essentially becomes a very inexpensive marketing method for them. They're able to reach potentially massive audiences with these affiliate links, and as long as you keep directing people to their products or services and people are actually interested and purchasing or signing up, that for them is a good trade-off to actually pay you that commission. I do have another video where I go more in depth about what affiliate marketing is, how it works, how to find a niche, what the highest paying niches are. So if you want a more general overview of affiliate marketing, especially if this is your first time hearing about it, I'll link it up there and I would definitely recommend starting with that one. But I will also cover niches a little bit here. So before you actually create your website, you will want to choose a niche. This is probably one of the most important steps, and you do want to make sure that you spend some time thinking about this and maybe doing a little bit of research about it too, because which niche you pick is going to determine what your website is, what you're writing about, and what you need to do your research on. It's also going to determine which products and services are actually available for you to promote. As far as picking a niche goes, you should probably go with something that you are either passionate about, that you already know a lot about, or that you are just generally interested in learning more about, because you are going to be writing articles about this and building a website around it. And if you choose something that you're really not interested in, the chances of you growing a large audience around that are probably pretty slim. Now, you don't have to be a total expert in whichever topic you choose. You can do some basic research and build some pretty good articles around that. So once you have chosen your niche, it is time to actually set up your site. If you've never actually created a website before, this first part is really kind of two steps. So you're going to need something called a domain name, which is actually that thing that you type in. So youtube.com is YouTube's domain name. You're also going to need web hosting, which is what your website is actually on. That website name by itself doesn't do anything, but having web hosting allows you to have that server space where you are actually keeping those pages of the website. And this is a very simplified explanation, but we'll get into how this works. So first, you are going to want to choose a domain name. Something that you can go with is something like whateveryournicheis.com or whateveryournicheisguide.com. And there are a lot of domain names that are taken, but there are tons of search tools out there that let you see which domain names are actually still available. And once you find an available one that you like, you can then go and actually purchase it. And if you're having trouble finding a domain name, don't get too discouraged. Try just writing down a few different ideas. And if something is taken, try to mix it up and find similar words or phrases that you could use instead. And oftentimes one of those will be available. So one thing that you do want to keep in mind when you are choosing a domain name is that you want to avoid any trademarked names. So you can go into the US trademark department's website and search through all of these just to make sure, but avoid any big brands or any big store names. So for example, if I had an affiliate website where I was wanting to promote different like tools and construction equipment, I would not want to buy the domain name reviewinghomedepotthings.com, because at some point down the line, because Home Depot is a trademarked name, Home Depot would probably send me a cease and desist letter to stop using their name in my website. So that's just an example, but do avoid things like that. For that example, a better domain name would probably be something like homehardwaretools.com, or something that just avoids any of those brand names or those trademarked phrases. Once you choose a domain name, you're going to want to go ahead and actually register it. And you can do this through a site like Hostinger, and they're great because they do also offer hosting. And this, of course, is the next thing that we need. A hosting company allows you to run your website on their servers. There are lots of different choices here, but again, a great option to go with is Hostinger. You can sign up with them really quickly and pretty much get started right away. And if you've already purchased a domain name from somewhere else, or you have one that you already owned, it's not a problem. You can still use their hosting plans even if you have a domain name from somewhere else. So when it comes to actually choosing your hosting, there are going to be a few different things that you want to consider, like the size of your audience and how much space you actually need on your website. Some other factors that you may want to consider when looking through these options is looking at their reliability, their speed, their security, and their customer service options. And of course, you'll want to look at pricing, because if you are just starting out, it probably doesn't make sense to spend hundreds or thousands of dollars a month for some super expensive hosting plan that you really aren't going to utilize when you're starting out. And even if you are already kind of established with a website or with an audience, Hostinger does offer some of, honestly, like the best pricing on hosting plans. So you are getting that good hosting service for a good price. And if you use the coupon code Arvabelle at checkout, you can get up to 91% off any yearly plan. And like I said, when I am choosing hosting, it is really important to me to have good customer service, because especially when you're first starting out, websites and building them can be a little bit confusing. So you likely are going to have some questions or problems that pop up where you'll need to actually contact someone and ask them. So Hostinger does have a live chat support feature where you can contact them 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. So that's great. It's also optimized for WordPress, which is what we're going to jump into next. So you have your domain name, you have your website hosting. Now you're going to want to find a CMS platform. There are several of these out there, but one of the most common ones is WordPress, and that is what we're going to be using today. So a CMS platform is going to allow you to design, build, and essentially maintain your website. And they're going to include tools for uploading images, text, audio files, video clips, and you can embed all of these into the pages of your website with just a few clicks. For most of them, you can find templates that allow you to customize the colors, fonts, and layouts of your website really quickly and easily. There are some free ones and there are some third-party paid ones. There are some free ones and there are some third-party paid ones as well. It really just depends on what you want to go with. So I'm using WordPress because it is one of the most widely used ones. You are going to be able to find more tutorials, more forum questions, and in general, just more help and more people who know how to use the platform than some of the other CMS options out there. There are also literally thousands of WordPress plugins that you can use, which are almost like these little add-on apps. These allow you to really customize your site exactly how you want it. So I'm going to jump into my computer and show you how to actually install WordPress on your site. Next, we need to choose a theme for our WordPress website, and this is essentially the website template or the website layout. So there are tons of free ones that you can choose from, and there are, of course, those third-party ones that you can pay for, and a lot of those are definitely worth it. But just for simplicity, we're going to stick with one of the free ones for this tutorial. So when you log into your dashboard, the first thing we're going to do is claim the free domain name that came with our hosting plan. Again, if you enter a domain name here that isn't available, it is going to tell you. So I'm just going to change this and add guide behind it, and we should be good to go when we press that check availability button. You'll see what that regular price of that domain was, but since we did get the hosting plan that included a free domain for a year, it's going to be $0 to get through this step. So we're going to click claim domain. And now we can finish setting this up. So you are going to give just your details like where you live, your name, your email address. They're going to send you a confirmation email to confirm the email address that you put in. For me, it took a minute for it to stop saying pending setup, but if you bought your domain name through Hostinger, that's all you have to do. You don't have to do anything else. So next, we're going to go ahead and set up this hosting. So next to this premium shared hosting or whatever hosting plan you chose, we're going to click on setup. Since we do want to use WordPress, we are going to go ahead and select that as our platform of choice. It's going to ask you to create a password, and this is what you are going to log into your admin dashboard with. So do make sure that you remember whatever you choose for that. Next, we're going to have a screen that has some different templates available. So you can look through these and see if any of them are ones that you might want to use. But for this tutorial, I'm going to go ahead and go back and actually skip this step, and we'll add a theme later on in WordPress. But do keep in mind that if you want to do it at this stage, you definitely can. So now we're going to need to connect a domain name to our hosting plan. So if you bought your domain name through Hostinger, that should pop up under that choose a domain dropdown. Or if you already bought your domain through someone else, you would use that button on the right for using an existing domain, and you would just follow the instructions to connect it that way. Next is just going to ask you to confirm everything that you just chose, and we're going to click Finish Setup. This will take 3, 4, or 5 minutes. Obviously, I've sped this up, but once it's ready, you can go straight to your WordPress dashboard and get all of this set up super quickly. You can explore the different pages on this dashboard, but we're going to go ahead and click that Edit Website button on the right. This is going to take us straight to our WordPress setup. They have this setup wizard. You can spend some time going through this and actually setting it up, and I would recommend doing this to start. But for the sake of this tutorial, I'm just going to briefly show these pages and kind of skip through them. So what this setup wizard is doing is helping you optimize some of those basic SEO functions. So things like your website title, how that appears in Google searches, etc. There's a page to set whether you are a person or an organization, to upload your logo or connect any social profiles. And you can always go back and change this later in WordPress. For this stuff, I'm just going to go with the default and keep skipping until the end so that we can get through this setup. And they have a pro version of this if you want that. Now we're in the actual WordPress dashboard. So what we're going to want to do is to actually install a theme, which is essentially the layout of our website. So we're going to go over there on the left to Appearance, Themes, and at the top, we are going to click Add New Theme. Some of these that they show, these 3 are free, but we want to find some other options. You can see immediately when you click on that Add New button that there are a ton of free options available. I do typically like to use a third-party theme just because those are typically more robust and you have more customization options, but there are some good free themes that you can start out with. So for this example website that I'm setting up, since it's called investingappguide.com, we're going to pretend like it is a review site for investing apps. So I'm going to find something that feels a little bit techy, maybe a little bit more like an app interface, rather than going with some of these like food or lifestyle themes. So let's say that I choose this Bloxy theme in the middle. You can preview it if you want, and once you have chosen a theme, you would press this install button. It's going to take a minute and have that little loading circle, but once it is done, it's going to give us the option to activate it. Before the theme actually shows up on your website, you will need to press that activate button. So we have your website pretty much set up and ready for those affiliate links. So you are going to want to go and find those affiliate programs, actually get those links that will get you those commissions, and now we can start adding them into the website. So the first thing that you're probably going to want to do is to download another plugin called Pretty Links. This is going to make your links into those nice short things that are like arvabelle.com/hostinger or whatever it is that makes it short and easy to remember. It also is going to help you quickly see how many clicks each link is getting. This is a great plugin to use for this, and I just use the free version, but this is also good if you're trying to promote those affiliate links on your social pages, so like on Instagram or TikTok, where you need those shorter links so that it doesn't take up your entire bio. So let's take a look at how to actually create those links. So we're going to install a plugin that we definitely need for our affiliate site, and that is called Pretty Links. This is a free WordPress plugin, and it lets you make long affiliate links into nice, clean, short URLs. Again, we're going to click on this Install Now button. It's going to load for a little while, and then once it is done, we will need to click on that Activate button. Once you do that, it'll take you to their main page where they have some basic tutorials and little screenshots to help you out, and you'll also see over on the left that we now have a Pretty Links option in our sidebar. So let's see what this plugin actually looks like. When you click on that Pretty Links tab in the left sidebar, it's going to take you to this main page. Once you actually start adding your links, they're all going to appear here. So let's go ahead and add a new one. We're going to use that Add New button at the top or at the sidebar. As an example, I'm going to set up an affiliate link for M1 Finance. You can see that I've typed in M1 Finance at the top, and this is just internal. You'll only see this title so that you know which affiliate link this is. For redirection, I usually choose that 301 permanent link. And under target URL, this is going to be where you actually paste in your affiliate link. So go and get that from whatever affiliate site that you are using for whatever product or service you're promoting, and you can go ahead and paste that in there. Now, this Pretty Link option is going to be where you are actually entering that shortened URL that you want to use that has your domain. So for this, I'm going to type in M1. So this means that the full URL to get to this page would be investingappguide.com/M1, and it would redirect you right to that affiliate link. Once we're done, over on the right, we're going to select Update, and this will save our affiliate link. Now, when we're back on that Pretty Links page, that affiliate link is going to show up in our list, and you'll also see that there is this column that tracks clicks. So if you hover over it, it's going to show you how many unique clicks you got and how many total clicks you got. This can be a really good metric to have. That way you are able to compare the clicks in Pretty Links with the clicks in your various affiliate dashboards to make sure that those conversions are actually lining up and everything is tracking correctly. So if the theme that you installed is recommending that you install any other plugins, go ahead and do that. And you'll also probably want to find a page builder plugin like Elementor so that we can actually start building the site. Elementor is a drag and drop page builder that's kind of similar to WordPress's visual editor, but it is much more powerful. So this is going to allow you to really customize your site without ever having to touch any code. Out of the page builders, this one is my favorite. Of course, you can go with a different one. There are tons of tutorials available online for any of these, but we're going to go ahead and jump in, and I will show you how to build a blog page with Elementor, a normal website page, and we'll look at how you can also create one of those link tree things with all of the different links, but do it on your own site with Elementor. All right, so we already installed that Pretty Links plugin, so you kind of already know how to do this, but if your theme that you downloaded is asking you to download any additional plugins, I would definitely recommend going ahead and doing that when you first download the theme so that you don't have any issues later on if you forget to install them. After you do that, you're going to want to find a page builder plugin that you can use. This is going to allow you to customize your pages without using any code. So I'm going to go to the plugins page and click on Add New. Then I'm going to search for Elementor. This is a super popular page building plugin, and there are a lot of themes that are compatible with it, and I just think that it's one of the easiest ones to use. So I'm going to click on Install Now, and then once it is installed, I'll click on Activate. If we go back to our list of plugins, we'll see that we now have Elementor down here in our installed plugins. Okay, so now we can get started actually building these pages and posts. We're going to start off with a basic resources page. So under pages, I'm going to click on Add New, and then I'm going to give this page a title. So we could call this About Us, we could call this Resources, or whatever you want to do. Then you're going to click on Edit with Elementor, but actually first you need to save the draft, and then you can go in and edit. That way that title actually saves when you open the page. As just a brief overview, on the left you have all of these different types of blocks that you can use for text or images or headers and things like that. For this, I'm going to build a basic 2-column layout that has an image, what the affiliate link is, and a button that directs people to that affiliate link. So first, let's just start with a line of text. I'm just going to use this text editor block, and we'll put in here, here's a list of our favorite investing apps and resources. Next, I'm going to use this intersection block so that I can divide this into 2 columns. So we are going to make one side for M1 Finance and one side for Robinhood. So I'm going to go ahead and drop in image blocks in both of those, and that's where I'll put their logos. Then I'm going to use the header block to put in the actual names of those investing apps. Next, we'll add a button. We'll decide what we want it to say under that text option. You could do sign up now or open an account, or really whatever you want it to say. We can also customize the colors of these buttons. So for Robinhood, I'm going to do green, and for M1 Finance, I'm going to do blue. I'll add in that pretty link in just a minute, but first I'm going to upload their logos in those image blocks. So the images that you upload will also be available on your WordPress dashboard. It's all saved for you, and if you add any more image blocks, you can go back and access images that you've already added. You can see that you can also change the size of these images, so I'm going to go ahead and make them a little bit smaller. Now, going back to those button blocks, this link part is where you actually add in that affiliate link. So since we just made those pretty links for M1 Finance, what we would do here is type in our website name, so investingappguide.com/M1, and that was that same affiliate link that we created in Pretty Links. I made one for Robinhood as well, so we're going to put that in on the other button, and that is really all you have to do. You can then preview or publish your page, and you should be good to go with that. Next, we're going to create a post. So these are just going to be your blog posts. They're going to show the author and the date that it was published, as well as a category if you choose one. So under posts, we're going to click on add new, and this is going to look very, very similar to the page that we just made. You're going to have the same blocks available as you did for the page, but for a blog post, maybe you choose to format this a little bit differently. So in here, I'm going to go ahead and add some headers. You would obviously write an actual review or actual content for this, but I'm just going to use filler text. Of course, within those text blocks, you can also do things like adding bullets, and if you want to add in your affiliate link directly in the text or link to another page, what you would do is highlight that within the text editor, click on that little chain link, put in the URL you are trying to link to. Then we can click on this link options or that little gear settings button, and we can choose to have this link open in a new tab. I would recommend always doing this as it makes it easier for people to not lose your website if they are clicking on your links. Now let's say that after our conclusion paragraph, we want to add another button. This is going to work the exact same way. You're going to put in your text, you can center it, you can change the size of the button. Under link, you'll want to enter that affiliate link again, and then we can go and customize it however we want. So again, changing the colors, maybe we're changing the font styles and making it bold, or making the letters spaced out more. This is just a super basic overview of what you can do, but there really are limitless options with this. So we're going to click publish, and that blog post is now live. Now let's go back to our WordPress dashboard and set up one of those pages that looks like a link tree. Under pages, we're going to click add new again, and for this I'm just going to call it linktree page so that we know what we're looking at, but it doesn't really need that title. So with those linktree pages, typically you'll see that they have a profile picture and then a name or a username, and then a series of multiple links under it. So we're going to set this up the same way. So let's start off with that profile image, and I am just going to throw a picture of myself in here. This is already sized correctly, but you can, of course, change the size. Next, I'll just add a text block that has a username in it. I'll center that, and then I'll go ahead and start adding some buttons. So I'm going to add a link for M1 Finance. And I'm going to play around with the design of this a little bit, making the font bold, changing the color, and making the corners more rounded. You can set these up however you want and link them wherever. They don't all have to be affiliate links. A lot of times people will link to different freebies or maybe their other social pages. And above these buttons, you could also put little social icons linking to all of your other social media. When we preview this page and we preview it on mobile as well, it's going to look exactly the same as one of those pages that you would make on Linktree. But by doing it this way on your own domain, you have more control over what you can do and what you can link to. So from picking a domain name to setting up your hosting and creating your website, hopefully this walkthrough was a helpful tool for you. And remember, if you want hosting for your affiliate website, use that link in the description or use the coupon code Arvabelle at checkout to get up to 91% off of any yearly plan. Let me know what videos you guys want to see next, and I will see you guys in the next one.